Hey, what's up? It's Joe. Welcome to my 5-Minute Friday for December 8th. Can't believe it's December already. Calendars do that though. So anyway, I took last week off. I was just really slammed at the end of the week. I'd gone to reInvent in Vegas for most of that week, and then I had to go make a surprise visit to go visit my cousin over the weekend. So I was just not in a position of time or or resources or bandwidth or whatever to record a 5-Minute Friday or write my newsletter. So if you notice, neither of those came out. I don't want to make that a habit, but in this case, my cousin gave me basically I think a week and a half's notice that he was getting married. So yeah, decided to make a surprise visit over there and say hi to him. And that's what life's about sometimes, just the little things that you'll always remember. And it's really cool to see my cousin get married. And anyway. So things in my mind this week. I have been thinking about the notion of LARPs, actually. So I don't know if you know what a LARP is. It's LARP stands for live action role playing. And it's a type of role playing game where people physically portray characters in a fictional setting. Oftentimes this is people maybe dressing up like fantasy characters or knights and so forth. And I think that there's some parallels. Hang in there with me on this one here, but some parallels with data teams. Some things I've noticed over my career in data, and especially through the work as a consultant, where I get to work with a lot of different data teams. There's basically two types of teams. There's teams that are functioning and putting things into production that are being used for real use cases and have real world impacts. And there are the other types of data teams that I noticed just kind of go through the motions. They pretend to do data stuff, but everything seems to be stuck in my friend Sol Rashidi calls POC purgatory. So nothing seems to make it to production. Nothing seems to make it to the light of day. And this might take the form of a data warehouse that people are constantly adding data to and querying, but somehow the business isn't using it, right? They're just kind of going on the merry way doing the things that they do, probably through Excel reports or something similar, right? And LARPing might take another form where you're basically pretending to do data stuff. You're setting up data pipelines to nowhere. You're setting up data warehouses that won't get used. You're setting up a bunch of infrastructure that will never see the light of day. But as a data engineer, you're probably setting this up because you're expected to do engineering things, but you're not doing this the broader context of purpose or outcomes in mind. I see this a lot, actually. It might take the form of what I jokingly call resume-driven development, or it might take the form of work that simply is unguided, right? And in either cases, I kind of lump these into the data LARPing category, where, again, you're just going through the motions and nothing's actually being used in production, and the chance of something being used in production is probably quite low. And as time goes on, the chance of things being used in production continue to grow lower. And so, but I think this is an affliction that I see with a lot of data teams. Again, going through the motions, and the rest of the business kind of just carries on, not even noticing the work. And this is really unfortunate. So some things I think, if you find yourself being a part of a data LARP, maybe here's some ideas. Work on getting quick, visible wins with the rest of the business. Show them that the work you're doing does matter and it can have an impact, right? So this takes a form of you going out and figuring out what stakeholders need, or hopefully your boss is providing you with this guidance. If not, if your boss is just letting you exist as a data LARP, I would either say your boss needs to be replaced or you need to go find another job. But say that you can interface with the business, definitely find out what they want and give them some quick, visible wins, right? And this helps you get the support of business stakeholders. Once people kind of see the art of the possible, so to speak, they tend to want more, right? And if they can see that what you're doing positively impacts their lives, then that's awesome. There's a nice feedback loop and a nice flywheel effect that occurs, and this is how companies start winning with data, so to speak. And this makes people very excited. And then these these quick wins translate into other quick wins, which translate into big wins over time. So don't feel that all hope is lost if you find yourself in a LARP, but you are going to have to, I think, take a pretty hard look at your situation and just know whether or not you're actually doing something or whether or not you're just part of a data LARP. So anyway, that's my rant for today. Kind of wrapping up travel right now. I'll be in Boston next week, and then I have the rest of the year off, and going to try and take most of January off as well. I just got to get this course I'm working on, in a good spot, as well as a book that I'm writing. And on that note, stay tuned for some really cool announcements early next year on, like I said, some cool projects I'm working on. I got a lot in the works, but I'm generally very excited about it. And I think it's, the stuff I'm working on is going to have a really cool impact on, definitely education for data professionals like yourself, and hopefully the broader industry too. So I'm just really excited about these efforts and can't wait to share them with you when I'm ready. So anyway, I hope you have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.